let's say, for example, GPT-3 or even the most advanced versions of the GPTs that will come in the future, they need relevant data for them to be able to do, like you said, you were trying to write a post and then you stopped and then it wrote by itself. It needs some data of Vince Madai or some relevant data to be able to write that. Because even if it is purely, general intelligence and or whatever intelligence it is, without providing the relevant data, how can it evolve or think from its own as to what exactly you want? Because there can be so many scenarios. It can write the best blog post by itself, but maybe Vince Madai doesn't like it. So what do you have to say about that?
I mean, basically, we come back now to the narrow of AI of today, and the narrow AI of today is not remotely intelligent. It's basically a marketing term. These are machine learning models that need lots of data to be trained, and they basically can only be applied for the setting that they have been trained for. And without human input, nothing would happen, because in most applications, I mean, I would still say a majority of applications is supervised machine learning. So we humans, in healthcare, for example, this is the case. We humans need to label the data. So in the end, the models can only be as intelligent or as good as the people that have labeled the data. So within this narrow AI field, we will continue needing this input very, very strongly. However, when you again raise the point of AGI, that would be really one of the characteristics distinguishing it from narrow AI is that I would even almost say the person or the machine would have their own blog and would write what they want to write about without my input. That would be definitely a sign that something has changed when the first hybrid beings start having their own blog posts and showing signs of creativity of their own interest. They're showing their own interests. We're far away from that, though.
Right, absolutely. I mean, they can be creative, but my point was, can they think what you want to write without even knowing about your data of the past or your historical evidences?
I mean, with today's narrow AI, I must be similar to some basically input data that has been used for training. So if I'm too much out of sample, then the output will be bollocks.
Right.
If what I write is, and obviously when I tried this tool and what I wanted to write about was somewhere in the corpus that has been used for the training, then I was similar enough to some other text, which is likely. I mean, if you imagine how much data they have scraped to train GPT-3, probably my idea, what I wanted to write the blog post, wasn't that creative in the end. Someone thought about it in a similar way and came probably up with some kind of metaphor that GPT-3 could apply here. And then I was surprised, but in the end, it just simply showed that this idea was out there somehow already. So I need to be similar to some person that has been used for the training. This is the constraint of today's models.